Welcome everyone. Today I have a special guide to prepare for last epoch with Season 2. Looking behind me, I have collected a lot of tabs, including some great builds, content creators, and also where you can find seasonal starters, where you can find great guides, even on the English and also Chinese version of the forums, and also on different Bilibili, YouTube, everything that's related to the game. So what I'm going to do in this video is, because previously I have made and also learned a lot of Season 1 build in the past, I also looked up on a lot of content creators I have followed and also learned in the past. In this video, we're looking to some of the great last epoch content creators. What are their coverage? How can they help you if you follow them? And what are the best content and also builds to follow for last epoch? This will also include Maxroll and also builds you can find on the last epoch meme page. Yes, there's an official page that helps you to categorize the best build that is available for the season. So in this video, let's go through the content creators, and of course, one of the first content creators that came to mind is actually Dreadful. So if we come over to Dreadful's YouTube channel, you can see that he has had tons of coverage for last epoch, and I would say that he is one of the content creators that has covered so many builds for the game that, you know, when its content creation and also its build following come to mind, I would definitely recommend to check out Dreadful. I'll have all the content creators linked below. So just to show you guys over here, the latest video coming from Dreadful, he also highlighted some of the top builds from the community, and also there's tons of leveling build that will be available. So as we keep going, this is my own video, but I'm not trying to promote my video. In a lot of my previous videos, I've been learning from content creators and teaching you guys what are the setup. So the next content creator I would like to recommend, and by the way guys, there's no ranking of content creators, just all the content creators that came to mind I want to share with you guys. So the Curse is also a great content creator that I have been learning for last epoch ever since I started with Warlock. And you can see even in my Warlock up video and even in my guide, I've been showcasing how the Curse was using different techs for the Warlock that gains more energy shield, that gains more damage. So if you want to check out the Curse, he does have some great Path of Exile content, but you can see there's also coverage for last epoch. He is definitely someone I want to follow if I do plan to play his builds, and it's been great since I followed him on the first season. And as we keep going, over here we have Ziggyd Gaming. So Ziggyd Gaming is also someone I usually follow for some summary of the great builds and also different seasons and also different content. So if we come over to his YouTube channel, what we can see is, over here we can see that he has coverage on both Path of Exile 2 and also on last epoch. Something of a similarity that you can notice is that a lot of content creators tend to cover multiple action RPG games like Diablo 4, Path of Exile 2, and also last epoch. But of course, some of the content creators has been covering last epoch for longer, which I also want to highlight. Now, on the topic of great content creator that covers a lot of action RPG games, I'm sure you guys know Rax. So yes, Rax will definitely be playing last epoch, and I've learned a lot of league mechanics and also builds from him. And I do recommend you guys coming over to the Maxroll Builders Guide for last epoch. So if you come over to the links, you can select different playing style. Usually I recommend the leveling guide and then picking some of the best leveling class and also setup for your game experience, of course. So the links will be available at the second half of the video. I'll briefly go through with you guys my idea of starting the leveling and also what are my plans for the game. And as we keep going, we have another video coming from BinaQc, and over here he also listed some of the best builds available for Season 2. And yes, those videos are great ways to get started in the game. I'm planning to check those out, and if I have time, I'll be preparing a video of my own personal selection of the top 5 or top 10 build for the seasonal starter for last epoch. Now if we come over to BinaQc channel, and I do apologize for the bad pronunciation, you can see that he has had tons of coverage for both last epoch and previously he was doing Droven Realms. So a lot of content creators are focusing on last epoch, and I want to get you guys prepared, and I'm also learning from them as I plan to play the game myself. And as we keep going, I do want to refer back to Action RPG. Similar to a lot of other content creators, I started playing Last Epoch Season 1 by learning from Action RPG. He has had some great guides and his videos are very thoughtful, so I do recommend checking him out, and he has had a lot of coverage of the game since the start of Season 1. And you can see that there's already tons of great seasonal starter build that is available. And as we keep going, we also have Allie. I have checked out Allie's videos for both Path of Exile 2 and also for Last Epoch, and I do believe she does have some really creative builds and also availability of certain builds, including leveling guide, that can be great should you guys want to follow her. Now, on the topic of finding great builds, I did check out some of the Chinese builds that I have learned and also shared with you guys previously. One of the builds that was most asked me about is what happened to our Lightning Marksman, the Blast Blade Marksman. And if you guys remember, it was a quite popular build, really fun for Season 1. So I am contacting my friend who made a written guide and also video guide on the build. And by the looks of it, guys, if he's got time, he will be teaching and also sharing us with a lot of build coming from the Chinese community. On the topic of Chinese community build, over here we also learned a build revolves around the Stormlord Salmon. Look at the AoE potential. Now keep in mind, this is a Seasonal 1 build, and it is likely a lot has changed. So one of the reasons I decided to highlight this build is because the Chinese content creator Uncensored Link, who I has also been following, has also been posting build for Season 1, and by the looks of it, it's likely he will be playing Season 2 as well. So quite excited for this. So on the topic of some of the great build we covered, we also have a cool Rune Master build. This Rune Master build is by far one of the strongest build back in Season 1, with tons of survivability, mobility, and also the crazy AoE screen clear. So we learned this build coming from Macin Brzeski. By the looks of it, I am hoping that he will be coming from Path of Exile 2 into Last Epoch, similar to what he's done with some creative builds in the previous season. So those are some of the content creators I am hoping that will also be covering Last Epoch. And once we do, there will be very creative builds and some of the best endgame build that is available. So I'm really excited to learn from them. And yes, if you do want to check out the previous build, of course, those are the Seasonal 1 build. Those are amazingly creative with so much AoE and also tons of coverage and also mobility. On the topic of a fun build, we also have the Lightning Machine Gun Paladin that we learned from Iva Markova. So this is a cool Paladin build that uses a lot of fun tech, and you can see we're literally shooting machine guns. So if you guys remember, we have learned a lot of variety of builds with Iva Markova back with Last Epoch and also with Path of Exile 2. You can see that currently she's having a lot of coverage with Path of Exile 2. And similarly, I am hoping that she will be coming back to Last Epoch Season 2 so we can be learning from her as well. So hopefully I didn't overwhelm you guys with too many types. Quite excited for the game, and I do have to move on the same day the game launches, so I might have a little late start for the Season 2, not Day 1. But I'll definitely be covering the builds, the guides, and also some of the best meta setup for you guys for Last Epoch. Now, of course, before I finish, I mentioned about there is an official website that coming from the Last Epoch, team that is available for you guys to have a look. If you guys didn't know, lastepoch.com over here, there's a variety of builds for you to select from. You can also make your builds, which you can see I had tons of builds in the past, including a variety of different classes and also different setup. I'll be looking to updating those builds. You can log into the game using different accounts and then select Builder's Guide, and having the right patch is quite important. Now, what if you don't want to be building your own build? You want to search for a build? This is where this comes in. You can search content creators by the name, and for example, if we search for Action RPG, you can see all the build that the content creator has made, and make sure you check it is the latest updates with patch 0.2. So all the content creators I have mentioned over here, if we search for the curse, and if we come over here, you can find them over here, and you can see the patches and also different build, including the video guide they have made. If you click on the link over here, you can see the video guide, or if you click on the build itself, you'll be able to see the builds as well, which is actually quite amazing. At the same time, what you can also do is you can filter by the language, you can filter by the patch content, and then you can filter by the class. Now, this is quite interesting. You can see what are the class that is most popular, which should help you to have a good understanding of what you might want to start building up against. At the moment, you can see the Paladin, the Marksman are quite popular, together with Forge Guard, with the Void Knight, and also with the Warlock, and also the Rune Master. The Beastmaster is also not bad, so you can see the top few of the classes that is selected among the community that is available. At the same time, you can see the most popular unique items and also the different tags. So this is how you want to do it. You can select your starter build, and then you can select a particular class, and then this should help you filter down a little bit. And because this is already filtered by the Tomb of Erased, then you can start to select different build and also checking out those video guides. And similarly, if you don't want to go with Paladin, you can go with something. I think the Marksman is always quite popular. So if you can check over here, you can see there is a build related to Marksman, especially for the leveling build. Now, if you don't want to go with beginner, you can go with something of a late game or maybe something for leveling, and this can also be great. So after sharing a lot of content creators, I also want to share with you guys the method of searching for great build. Of course, it may be easier if you just check out some YouTube videos which also highlight great build, including the ones that's highlighted by Ziggyd over here. And we do have the video guide from Dreadful that also highlights some of the top builds in the game. Now, if you want to go further with those builds, you search the similar tags over here to go further with the builds you want to look into. So what I plan on the next video is, if I get the time before I have to move today, I will be trying to filter for my own version of the top 5 and also top 10 builds. And feel free in the comments below to let me know what do you guys plan to play last Epoch, and what are the builds you planned as a leveling and also a league starter. Now, hopefully you guys found today's video helpful. Again, a big thank you to everyone on YouTube, especially our supporters, and also those of you guys who's been supporting me on Patreon as well. And we do have a new feature on the Mattjestic YouTube channel. If you click onto this, you can become a member. Yes, I've added this just recently, and this will allow you to have early access to videos that is posted a few hours or even half a day earlier if you want to watch those videos a little early. But yes, this will cost money. So please be aware the membership will cost money. And if you do want to watch videos normally, those videos will still be available after 6 to 12 hours, normally on the time we post those videos. And I'll be aiming to post at least one Path of Exile video a day, and this will be including guides, tips, news update, and also the latest tricks that is discovered on both the English and also Chinese community to keep you guys updated. And if you like those videos, make sure you leave a nice comment and also leave a like for those videos. Now, before we finish, if you guys enjoy those last Epoch guides, builds, and also tips, make sure you subscribe for more builds and also guides to come. And all of the notes will be available in the links below. I have collected tons of notes for last Epoch as we make more guides, and links will be available for you guys to have a look and also, just to read up on the things we talk about in the video. So yes, please subscribe and also stay tuned for a lot more last Epoch content. And if you guys have any tips, any advice on the game, I'm still quite new to the game, so feel free to let me know in the game or in Discord so we can be learning together with you guys with more experience.